Avengers, assemble! You'll know what I'm talking about in a minute. It's Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 8. It's the mid-season finale, and my God, what a great episode. And the reason why I say that is because, first of all, before I go into the details, we've got an episode where kind of everyone's in it, and we're seeing what everyone's doing. And how long has it been since we've had an episode like that? I do not know. But yeah, this was such a well-paced, extremely well-constructed and thoughtful episode. And to be honest with you, it's also the first time in this episode where I've felt emotionally involved in these characters since the first episode when Glenn lifted his head up and goes, "Maggie, I will find you." But I'll quickly go through the episode. Negan's at Alexandria, he's hanging out with Carl and Olivia, waiting for Rick to get back with all his supplies. In the meantime, Rick and Aaron are just thinking of a way to get across the zombie moat to get to this little island in the middle that clearly has supplies in it. That was a great moment when Rick and Aaron have found a holy boat, as in not a blessed one by Jesus. I'm on about like a boat with loads of holes in it, and it's going to let in so much water, so they have to get across as quick as they possibly can. Aaron falls out, but fortunately for Aaron, he's an incredibly good swimmer. And that's basically what they've been up to. And that bit itself is cut in between several other scenes. In the meantime, Richard, that real cool dude from the Kingdom, yeah, I like Richard, he's gone to Carol and Morgan. He's gone to Carol's little cottage in the village, and he's trying to convince them both to start fighting again because Negan's bad news. And what Richard wants to do is that he wants to use Carol and Morgan to approach Ezekiel to essentially form an army to fight against him. And that's what's happening from the Kingdom's point of view. And then what we've got Michonne, and she's still sat in that car with the redhead I Am Negan bird. And basically, we still don't know at this point what the hell Michonne's up to. Eventually we get to a point where Michonne gets the woman to pull over and she sees essentially an army of over 100 Negan soldiers, and that's kind of Michonne's moment of realisation where she thinks, if we fight we're going to lose, but if we don't fight we're going to lose. So who are we as people, and where do I come from? What is our community like? Why have we survived this long? And it's because we fight. And that's where Michonne comes, that's her conclusion that she's come to. And then in the meantime, you've got the hilltop, and the great thing about the scenes at the hilltop is that it's really showing the respect that Maggie has earned from kind of commanding this one single act where she stopped the zombies from coming in with Sasha and Jesus. And it was great, and you can almost see the pride on Maggie's face when she realises that, in so many months' time, she could take over this place. In fact, she may as well already have, and Gregory is just some pompous git who sits in his castle. But everyone's respect is aimed at Maggie, and I absolutely love that. And it kind of, not predicts, but it lays out the foundation for the future, where, for example, Rick could be commanding Alexandria, and the hilltop belongs to Maggie. And that's brilliant. I love that expansion. It's not just about, our people, as in, the Avengers. It's not just about them sticking together as strength. It's about them spreading their wings, but still being part of this unit and being part of this family that we've grown up with. Well, not grown up with, but you know what I mean. We've grown to love all these characters, and even though now they're spread out, we still really care about them, and we still really give a damn with what's going on. And I absolutely loved it. And she looks pretty badass, and she looks lovely, and it's great because I love the relationship between Maggie and Sasha and Enid, and they've really got this trinity of truth now, and it's brilliant. And then of course you've got Jesus watching over them all. Now in the meantime, from the last episode, Daryl got a mysterious note put under his cell door with a key on it, and it basically says, get out of here. So while all this is going on, Daryl's doing his escape. He's got all some clothes, he's eating some peanut butter to give himself some protein and some energy, and he's in disguise, and he escapes to where all the bikes are kept. He goes looking for his own bike, and in the meantime Fat Joey turns up, and Fat Joey's like, don't kill me, I just want an easy life. But Daryl just looks at him as being a snitch, as being one of Negan, so Daryl pulls out his metal bar and just beats him to death, which is really sad. I like Fat Joey. I understand why Daryl killed him, because at the end of the day, I am Negan. So it makes perfect sense, but I didn't want Fat Joe to die. It could have been one of the other assholes, you know what I mean? But anyway, he escapes, and he gets found by Jesus. Jesus is there, and Jesus and Daryl presumably make their way back to Alexandria, or the hilltop. In fact, no, it ends up at the hilltop, and I'll come to that next. Not until I've spoken about this bit. Right, Spencer, you know, twat-faced Spencer, he's gone out there to get a load of supplies for Negan, and that's what happened in the last episode. Now, I mentioned in my last Walking Dead talk is that the reason why he's getting all these supplies was to essentially undermine Rick, to say to Negan, Alexandria needs a new leader, and it should be me. And the only reason it should be me is because I am my mother's son. And I'm not really sure if that's a justified reason for Negan to trust him, because Negan doesn't know about his mother or anything. So there's this very suspenseful moment where he originally approaches Negan with like some whiskey as some kind of, you know, like a gift because he's invited him round for tea. So they sit on the porch and they sit there drinking whiskey, and Negan just listens to slimy Spencer talk about the benefits of having Spencer in charge of Alexandria. Negan, he is just going along for the ride at this point. And Negan turns around and says to him, "What, you know what would be great if we could just play some 8-ball?" So skip a few scenes, and Negan has got all his boys to pull this pool table out of his garage, and they're sat playing 8-ball in the middle of the street while Negan listens to Spencer's bullshit. And you can just see it in Negan's face. Jeffrey Dean Morgan again does a great job. You can see him getting more and more annoyed with this Spencer, and he keeps bringing up the subject of having no guts. And he just pulls out his knife, sticks it in Spencer, and slices him open, and all his bowels just fall out all over the street. And what a great, great moment. And it kind of shows you as well that Negan, he's not necessarily a butcher because he's an evil bastard. He's a butcher because it's all about trust and respect from Negan's point of view. And he'll never, ever, ever trust Spencer, so because he's an undermining twat. And he also, at that point, also expresses that you might not like Rick Spencer, but at the end of the day, Rick's out there busting his ass to get me stuff. So, you know, who should be trusted here? And I really, really love that bit. Anyway, let's just get to the bit that kind of really reminded me why I love The Walking Dead, and it's the bit where Rick, Michonne, Rosita, they're going to Hilltop. Maggie sees them coming towards the Hilltop gate, and she's got a big smile on her face. And then as they enter, they're saying, "Hi everyone, everyone's all right." And I'm feeling all warm and fuzzy now just thinking about it. And they all embrace each other and ask each other how each other is and so on. And it's a wonderful, loving moment. And there's just a bit where Jesus and Daryl just come from behind a building, and Rick sees Daryl, and it's like, "I haven't seen you in such a long time, my friend." And they just embrace each other, and Daryl starts getting upset, and Rick starts getting upset. And this is the great moment where we really do see Norman Reedus' acting that we haven't seen hardly any of in this season. You know, he hasn't really said much, and he's just there, but he starts to weep, and then he pulls out Rick's badass 6-shooter and just hands it over to him. And Rick's like, "God, man, thank you. Let's go to war." And there is, in that moment, it's like, oh yeah, it almost makes you want to get so excited for the second half of this season, because you know that, you know, they're going to be kissing Negan's ass, but that's only going to be a cover from now on, because now it's all about the plan. It's all about getting everyone together. Of course, you've got Richard trying to create the army from the kingdom's point of view, and you know for a fact that Jesus is going to take these guys to the kingdom to meet Ezekiel, and they're going to formulate a plan together, and they're going to slowly but surely take out Negan, or if anything, just go straight for the go straight for the heart of Negan's operation, which is him, of course. Because I honestly think that if you kill Negan, another one will just step up. I think it's got to be about humiliation. And I think they're not going to kill him. I actually think they're going to kidnap him. You know, I'm really looking forward to that step forward. I'm looking forward to Negan being in a cell, you know what I mean? All his entire team have been destroyed. In fact, some of his team may have even joined Alexandria or whatever. I hope Dwight does. Because I think, even though Dwight is clearly a twat, you know, and he's got no balls. But I really want to see how Dwight kind of becomes part of this giant equation to take down the Saviours. Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to kind of the team fighting together again. And I honestly think that nobody's going to die at this point. I don't think Negan's going to kill anybody else, anybody important anyway. Maybe worst case scenario, we might see maybe Sexy Rosita die, but I really don't want Sexy Rosita to die. I don't think Sasha's going to die because I think she's too integral to Maggie's kind of community. You know, that's her right-hand man. Jesus won't die, Rick won't die, Carl won't die. You know, I think this is the formation of the Assembles. Assembles? This is the formation of the Avengers that isn't going to fall apart now. And so yeah, bring it on. What a brilliant episode. I really, really enjoyed it, and I can't believe we have to wait 2 months until it's back on. So just to round it all up, yeah, it was brilliant. It was great to see all the characters back together, but not just seeing them back together, it was great to see kind of, they've all got a common goal now, and it's awesome, and I feel all warm and fuzzy thinking about it. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this, guys. I loved it. It's brilliant. I'm looking forward to kind of doing another video in the meantime about the whole first half of the season altogether and my ultimate thoughts, and also really I'm going to do a bit of research, more importantly from the comics, and I really want to think about where this could go for the second half of the season. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Click subscribe if you want to see more. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.